It's not an exact science. And I think there's a lot of people that agree with me on this. Um, I don't like to, as much as possible, I don't like to place limiting labels on myself, and I'm not perfect. I'm sure there's plenty of limiting labels that I have for myself that I could work through, but this is just one that I have recognized, um, where it boxes you in, right? Like being one or the other. I am extroverted. I am introverted. I just don't see any benefit really to being labeled as one or the other. And I think that there's a lot of people that agree with that and feel like they're somewhere in between. And that's kind of what this video is about. Like, this is something that I've recognized in myself. And so I think that, and I've seen a lot of other people that feel the same way. So, um, because I've watched videos on introversion, extroversion, right? Things like that. And I see in the comments a lot where people are like, hey, I feel like I'm somewhere in between because da da da. Da. And so I think that there's a lot of people that can relate to that with me. And so, kind of my experience of it is, and kind of how I am is really it just depends on my mood, and I think that that's really what it depends on for most people. And I think maybe if you are like extroverted, right, or you say that you are extroverted, right, then maybe there are times when you feel a little bit more introverted. I don't know, but this is just me again, right? So, kind of what I usually find is, again, just depends on my mood. So, like, I can be in a room with, people, at like a party or a gathering or something like that with friends. And, depending on my mood, I can talk to a lot of people and be around everybody. But sometimes I just am, cool just sitting there by myself, maybe playing some chess on my phone or something like that by myself until somebody wants to talk to me. And I'm completely happy with that too. It's not like I'm feeling like left out, right? And so again, I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to this where and I know I've had it happen quite a few times where somebody will come over because they like feel bad or something. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I'm perfectly content sitting over here doing my thing, listening to the conversations around the room. Like, that, it's totally fine. Um, and I'm very happy by like that, right? And then I'm perfectly happy being by myself, right? Being left alone with my own thoughts for a period of time. Staying at home, all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't feel like I need to go out often at all, but I'm also cool going out, right? And yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on it, is that it's not really a binary, like you are one or the other. You can certainly be more more introverted or more extroverted. Like, if you prefer to be alone more, you prefer to be around people more or more often. Um, I think for sure, but I would argue that most people are kind of somewhere in the middle. Again, according like the title says, it's not I don't think that it's an exact science. And that's okay. Like, if you're extroverted or introverted, or you're more inclined to one, right? And again, I just don't see the value or the upside to labeling yourself as one or the other, right? I think that it's limiting, and it's better to be more, um, in between, and you can do whatever kind of feels right for you in the moment. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And yeah, not an exact science, and it's okay. You're in the middle. It's fine.